Thank you for being here today. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us to celebrate our soon-to-be 7th graders. Yes. So we honor 44 students today, and we've enjoyed watching them grow and mature, and 20 of these students have been here since their first day of kindergarten. So we have some people who have been with us a long time. And then along the way, we had 24 other students join us as Panthers, and they added their strengths and their personalities and their potential to create this group that we're celebrating today. We have a group of 6th graders who are artists and athletes, and who are readers and problem solvers, who are empathetic listeners, and lots of leaders. And I want to thank Ms. Doddridge, Ms. Emme, and Mrs. McClure for the work that they did this year for all of our 6th graders, and then to all the Main Avenue staff. We have a number of them here who are watching and helping today, because they've helped to educate and care for our Panthers up here. So if we can give our staff a round of applause. The first thing we start with today is honoring our Students of the Year. And so each of these 3 teachers chose one student from their class to receive this award. And it's not an easy decision, and they have to narrow it down to one student from each class. And this year, they chose 3 Panthers who show what it means to be respectful, responsible, and safe members of the community. So Mrs. McClure is going to start with her Student of the Year, and each Student of the Year receives a Panther bobblehead doll in recognition of their hard work.
I started getting weepy before I even got up here, so I'm going to try to get through this. Montserrat Penaloza is the recipient of the Student of the Year from my class. Monsi and I have been together for 4 years now. I first met her as a tiny, sweet face on the other side of a computer screen the year we were closed for the pandemic. Even then, attending every day, sitting beside her amazing mother Berta, and working so hard, I knew I had been gifted a very special student. When school opened again, I knew my instincts were right. Over the next 3 years, Montserrat was by my side, fashioning herself into a teacher's assistant. She wears a key on a lanyard around her neck, just like her teachers, takes responsibility for her peers, making sure they have everything they need, and often she even chooses to use her choice time in class to quiz her classmates on their flashcards. Montserrat is the kind of student that everyone on campus knows by name. As we were walking in today, going through the clap walk parade, she was everybody. Monsi, 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 slapping high fives, telling her how beautiful she looked. On a whim, Monsi can be found gathering half of the students on the play yard to join her for an impromptu dance lesson. She is the choreographer. She is loved at Main Avenue Elementary. I asked her friends to describe Monsi for me. One friend called her a helper-outer. Another said she's kind and awesome and understands people. And another friend who speaks very rarely, just smiles anytime you say Monsi. For 4 years, she's been at my side, teaching me as much as I've taught her. She's an extraordinary human being, and her presence will be missed deeply. I need to learn how to teach without you, Monsi. My joy, however, is in knowing that she's ready for this next adventure, and she'll become the successful, helpful, and kind middle schooler that she's grown to be. Please give a round of applause for my student and my friend, Montserrat Komoo Lo.
Thank you, Mrs. McClure. Congratulations, Monsi. Our next student of the year comes from Mrs. Doddridge's classroom. He gets his bobblehead panther as well. Thank you. I'm not a speech maker, still working on that, so mine is fairly short and sweet. But for me, the student of the year had to be a well-rounded student who was part of school life here. I've had the pleasure of being surrounded by many outstanding sixth graders this year, but just the other day, as the whole class was walking over here to the cafeteria, there was a lone lunchbox left on the ground. Now, to my dismay, almost every student stepped on this lunchbox on our way to the cafeteria. One student even backtracked because they missed it so they could step on the lunchbox. Now, I was at the end of the line watching this in conversation with one of my students. This student did not step on the lunchbox. He did not break stride, he didn't pause in our conversation, but he bent over, scooped up that lunchbox, popped it on a table next to us, and kept on going. And that was my student of the year, Abdul Wahidi. And that small moment made me realize that I had made the right choice in Abdul. He is very well-rounded academically. He strives to do better each day, holding himself to his own standards. He is very self-reflective on what he's done and what he can do better with himself. He is the first person in our class that everybody else will go and ask a question of. Check his math notes. If they didn't understand something in math, they will go to him and get some more information. Abdul was also in our spelling bee, and he spent a lot of time with a fellow competitor in our class, quizzing each other, going over those words. And they both did well. His competitor won the spelling bee, and I think it helped thanks to him. Abdul was also a part of our student council. He could be found helping out here in the cafeteria, doing campus beautification by picking up trash and helping out at the farmer's market. And he was always there with a smile on his face to other students who wanted to come out and help pick up trash. He was also a part of our volleyball team that took the championship just at the beginning of this week. And he was also on our soccer team. He is a student who not only is just here for academics, but he's here to better himself and be a part of all aspects of campus life. Abdul is a mature young man who already at this young age can self-reflect on himself and his practices and improve what he sees. I know Abdul will do well in whatever he chooses to do in the future because he is kind, upstanding, and wise, and somebody who has a smile for everybody he comes in contact with. So please, round of applause for Abdul Wahidi. And then our final student of the year is from Ms. Emme's room. Now, as Ms. Emme comes up, you're gonna see some movement on the stage, and that's because we're starting to get them ready for the promotion piece.
When choosing a student of the year, I asked myself, which student embodied a combination of academic excellence, good behavior, strong character, leadership, initiative, creativity, and had a positive impact on the school and community. These are all the things I considered when selecting a student of the year. I also looked at the class as a whole, and I thought about the year that we had. For me, each school year represents a specific theme, and that theme plays a factor in my decision. The theme that best sums up this year for us is adaptability. Adaptability is an essential skill for students to develop so they use to navigate through life. These skills enable them to cope with changes, manage stress, and build healthy relationships, all of which they'll need in their next phase of their educational journey, middle school. So with adaptability in mind, there was no question of who to choose. My student of the year is Mari Gasparian. There are 5 main characteristics of adaptability, and Mari embodies them all. Critical thinking, having resilience, having a growth mindset, being collaborative, and accepting feedback. Mari exudes adaptability. She had what most people would consider roadblocks from the start. She came to Main Avenue a week after school had already started. She was not only new to the school, but she was new to the country. Mari comes to us from Armenia. She moved to America due to the instability and war going on in her country. Mari now lives in Sacramento with her mother and father, while all of her other family still remain in Armenia. Mari had to work harder than most. English is not her first language, it's actually her third. Armenian and Russian are her dominant languages. While learning a new challenging 6th grade curriculum in a language she has less proficiency in, Mari never once complained, placed blame on an individual or situation, or made excuses. She would come up to me almost daily asking about her grades and how she could do better. She would listen attentively to my response and never once argue. She would also listen to my feedback and willingly do what was suggested. Mari didn't just adjust to school, she thrived. In the beginning, she faced academic and personal challenges and quickly overcame them. She adjusted her learning strategy and began to excel academically. Mari has shown consistent high performance in academics and has earned excellent grades this trimester. She volunteers and participates in class daily and shows subject mastery. She is actively engaged in class and is typically the first to raise her hand. She demonstrates positive behavior and ethics consistently. Mari respects her peers, teachers, and all staff on campus. She upholds the school values and rules. Mari takes on leadership roles and contributes positively to the school and within the classroom. She demonstrates empathy, compassion, and shows responsibility and accountability at all times. Mari thinks outside the box and brings fresh ideas into the classroom. She displays creativity in projects, assignments, and all artistic endeavors. She solves problems creatively and encourages her classmates. Mari acts as a role model for others. I honestly am in awe of Mari. I have an overwhelming feeling of reverence and admiration for this young lady. She exceeded my expectations this year. I truly feel honored to have taught such a hardworking and truly kind student. Every single day she would stand and hold the door open for me in the morning, and at the end of every day tell me to enjoy the rest of my day or to have a good weekend. I know that Mari has an amazing, extremely bright future ahead of her. Mari, it was a privilege and absolute pleasure to have been your teacher this year and to witness how much you have grown and changed. You have within you everything you need to continue to be successful. You can move mountains if you want to. And remember that you don't get what you wish for in life. You get what you work for. Continue to always do your best and give your all in everything that you do. Everyone, please give a warm round of applause for my student of the year, Mari Gasparian.
Let's give one more big round of applause for those 3 amazing students.